Hello and welcome to our virtual open house. My name is Mrs. Chilton and I am the teacher for media and broadcast production here at the high school. I am in my 10th year of teaching at Hudson High School. I began in the public access TV studio for the town of Hudson back in 1995, and my love for video production goes back even longer than that. The courses that I teach are Media 1, Media 2, Broadcast Production, and Advanced Broadcast Production. The best way to contact me is either by phone. The number is 978-567-6250, and my extension is 10206, or my email address, which is shown on the screen. And there's also a website that you can find me on the Hudson main page. After school extra help sessions are usually held on Thursdays between 2:15 and 3:15, or pretty much any time by appointment. And now with ARC, possibly with ARC scheduling as well for students to get extra help. The media room is located in room C102, and that is the room that is the first door on the right after the auditorium. And we have three areas of our room: the classroom area, the HUD TV offices area, and the TV studio area. These are a couple of pictures of what the classroom area looks like from the back of the class, and some of the equipment that your child is able to use, which are our MacBook Pros for editing. We also have a variety of camera and audio equipment that the students all have opportunity to experience and work with hands-on. We have a full professional TV studio in our back room, along with a control room and a podcasting area, which is relatively new. So these are the areas that students, as they continue through the media courses, are able to utilize. The biggest class expectations that I have this year concerning behavior and food and drink. So I ask that the students really be mindful of being respectful, listening to the instructions, and our participating in our class discussions, and also trying not to distract other students who are trying to understand the class assignments for that day. I ask that students put their phones away before we start our classes, and that are not on any other electronic devices when the instructions are being given. Because of the expensive equipment that we have in our classroom, there's no food or drink allowed in the classroom, with the exception of water bottles that have a secure top. Those are allowed. Cell phones are put away off the desks in their backpacks. And it has started to become an issue in our classroom, and the consequences are that I would ask the student to put their phone on my desk, and if that does not work, or if it continues to be a habit, then I'll ask them to bring it down to the office to see one of the vice principals. As far as grading, my classes are semester-based grades. So the video projects, there are classwork projects and video projects, and the breakout is by semester. So video projects count for the most. They're worth 40%. Classwork assignments or any small quizzes are 30%. Videotaping events, which for homework would be an outside of class assignment. There is one class assignment per term. That counts for 15% of their grade. And that outside of class homework is really just for them to get practice on the camera equipment. Or if they're in one of the advanced courses, to record an interview or some B-roll footage that they might be using for one of their news projects. Teamwork, participation, and behavior, that grade counts for 15%, and that would be for any of the group projects that the students are working in, as along with any behavior issues that might arise during the time that they're in class. Semester 1 grade is factored and weighed with the semester 2 grade, along with a final course grade, which we call the Techfolio. It is a Google Slides portfolio where they answer an essential question, and then they can upload some of the projects that they have worked on in our class, including videos and or other types of projects that they feel proud of that they would want to talk about. Google Classroom is what we are using, and all the work is turned in on Google Classroom. They should check comments because a lot of times I will give them some feedback on comments, and it's also an opportunity for them to leave me comments if they're not solid or if they're confused on any part of the project. Most times projects can be resubmitted for a better grade or submitted late, depending on the circumstances. Okay. Aspen will have the most current grades for the students. I don't have official grades in Google Classroom, so they should check Aspen on a regular basis to know where they stand in media class or the broadcast class. And again, this is just a shot of turning in their assignments, double checking their work to make sure it's not missing if they think they turned it in but they didn't turn it in. And if they haven't turned it in and have not completed the assignment, it will show up as an NTI, not turned in Aspen, and that calculates as a 0. Again, I'll put notes in on Aspen, and students should be able to complete work even if it's late to get it in. Some of the highlights for the courses that I teach. Media 1 is the basic video production and media visual language class. So the students learn by analyzing videos. So we learn to understand what video formats are being used and how producers of these media are communicating a message and persuading an audience. A big bulk of the class is video editing. So the students learn how to edit video using maybe a beginner's program on their Chromebook or Final Cut Pro, which is the editing program that we use on our MacBook Pros here. Another part of the class will be presentations. So students will learn how to present with technology, which is something that I think they can use in all their other courses. So it's just an extra way for them to practice that. Media 2 highlights. Media 2 takes their visual language skills and brings it to the next level. So they have an opportunity to express their ideas through some higher level projects. Newly this year, we have some podcasting equipment and a little podcasting studio that students will be able to practice to create a podcast. Sports broadcasting is also something that we'll look into in Media 2, as well as taking some of the skills that they learned in Media 1 and expanding on them as far as creating better music videos, public service announcements, and news packages that we can highlight and provide a service to the Hudson community. Students also will learn about story structure. So there's a little bit of writing for video production, some higher level camera composition, as well as some advanced techniques for editing and perhaps some lighting. Students in Media 2 will have the opportunity to use our back TV studio room, and it's all hands-on, so they'll be able to practice being a director and a floor manager and a camera operator and the graphics operator. And we'll put together basic broadcasts back there. The next level up course would be broadcast production. And really the goal of broadcast production is to produce broadcasts for our school and the larger Hudson community. So students learn interview techniques, creating news packages through gathering a a variety of sources and B-roll footage and writing towards that news package. Ultimately, we'd like to produce a weekly news broadcast, and we are working up to that currently. Students in the broadcast production course might need to schedule their time a little bit more for getting interviews and extra B-roll footage, and most of that would be after school, but we'll try to build in as much as we can during the class time. Some of the resources that we use in our courses include many websites and articles related to visual communication. We use MacBook Pros for our editing, as well as some other Mac-based programs such as GarageBand. We have beginner cameras leading up to more advanced DSLR cameras that the students will have opportunity to use, and a variety of different styles of microphones. So I will be available for our office hours on September 30th from 7 to 8 p.m. For any general questions, or if you just want to pop in and say hello, I will be available. If you have more specific concerns or questions about your child and you want to make a separate appointment, you definitely can do that. The best way would be to email me and we can set that up. And if not, I'd look forward to seeing you on our virtual office hours time. All right, thank you.